Hey there, welcome to DidgieTech. As a technology consultant, content creator, gamer and all-round tech nerd, I spend a lot of time in front of a computer. So when it comes to achieving tech perfection, my criteria list has been really carefully considered. For me, tech perfection consists of 5 things. Number 1, it needs to be bang up to date and future-proofed, so you don't have to change it every 6 to 12 months. Number 2, it needs to have both compute processing power and graphics processing power, so you can use it for both work and play. Number 3 is it needs to be versatile, so you can use it in all aspects of your computer-focused life. Number 4, it needs to be cost-effective. That's always a difficult one to achieve. And number 5, especially not least, it needs to be really good to look at, because I spend a lot of time looking at it. So, with all that in mind, and after a lot of deliberation, when the time came for me to upgrade my 2009 iMac 27-inch to something which came close to tech perfection, it looks a little bit like this. When I got my beloved iMac back in 2009, I spec'd it up with some of the best options available at the time. I'm going to put those on the screen, but we're going to come back to those when I compare it against the MacBook Pro. Over almost 11 years of ownership, I've only made a couple of really small changes to my machine. As most of us will know, with Apple machines, they're certainly not Trigger's Broom. And if you don't get the Trigger's Broom reference, check out the link in the description below. It's absolutely hilarious. After about 5 years, the spinning hard disk was really starting to slow things down. Startup times were really slow, application loading times were just not good enough, and as for swapping memory out to the hard disk, well, that was just rubbish. So I did the unthinkable. I opened up my iMac. I took out the DVD drive and replaced it with an SSD drive. If you want to know which one, check out the description below. Anyway, this was revolutionary. The machine was just faster at absolutely everything, and it bought me another few years of great performance. 10 years in, my wife bought me a second 4K monitor, which was absolutely brilliant. I could plug my Xbox One X into the HDMI port, and I could plug my iMac into the display port, and then just switch between the ports depending on whether I was gaming or whether I was video editing, etc. However, whilst this works out really well for my Xbox, it didn't work out so well for the iMac. My iMac was now 2 OS operating system revisions out of date because Apple won't let me install the latest revision to such an old machine. It wouldn't process 4K video at all. And while I was doing my video processing, it would be glitchy and stuttery and was really starting to creak in terms of performance requirements. So after a lot of soul searching and a lot of deliberation, I decided to upgrade. As I said earlier in the video, here's a side-by-side comparison of the specs of the machine. On the face of it, they don't look very different, but what they basically work out to is about a 2 times performance improvement of my old iMac to the new MacBook Pro. Just a side-by-side comparison of a couple of things. So if you look at the processors, here we've got the i7 in my iMac and the i9 in the MacBook Pro, and you can see there's a difference in performance, really equating to well over twice as much from the new processor. And then in terms of graphics and gameplay, my favourite game is PUBG, and so here's an example of the difference between the two. As you can see, the old iMac doesn't even fulfill the system requirements suggested by the developers for PUBG, whereas the MacBook Pro more than doubles the performance required. I had a really hard time finding a good, detailed GPU comparison, but thanks to the Tech Power Up website, this is what I came up with. As you can see, the iMac GPU performs at about 18% of the performance compared to the GPU in the MacBook Pro. So, have I been able to achieve my 5 steps to tech perfection? So number 1, bang up to date and future-proofed. Well, it is bang up to date, that's for sure, and I spec'd it up to make sure it's got a bit more life in it than the standard run. Number 2, it's powerful. It's absolutely designed to process graphics and video editing and all the things that I love doing. Number 3, it's versatile, more versatile than the iMac. I can pick it up and carry it around and do things with it. It's a work machine, it's a home machine, it's a plaything, it's all those things, so really versatile. Number 4, cost effective. Okay, well this is a really contentious point. Most people tell you that Apple machines cost twice as much as an equivalent PC. And to some degree they do. If I can make this machine last me another 8 to 10 years, then actually that's not bad value for money. And on top of that, I can run both Windows and Mac OS on this machine, so I've got 2 for the price of 1. And finally, is it beautiful to look at? Well, I think so. I'll leave the rest up to you. That's it. That's my journey in the pursuit of perfection. Roll on another 10 years. I hope this video has been informative. I hope it's helped to answer a few questions. If you're looking to upgrade your machine, I'd absolutely recommend the MacBook Pro 16-inch. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. And thanks for all your comments. I wouldn't be doing this without you. Take care.